Let's learn how to use GeoGebra. So to get to GeoGebra app, you need to be in the Resources tab of my website and just click on the GeoGebra icon. It'll take you to a graphing calculator that looks like this. So here is the digital paper, that's graphing paper. And you notice how it has these tiny little gray grid lines? I don't like those. So let's get rid of them by going to this blue triangle and blue circle menu, and then go to Settings, and then change the grid. Instead of major and minor, we're only going to change it to major. And notice those tiny little gray lines are gone. X out of that menu. And now I'm going to show you how to move your graph paper around. Click on these arrows called the navigation arrows. And then click on it down here. And then now you can click on your graph paper and drag it around. So let's center your graph paper like so. And let's graph a point. There's the point tool. Click on point, and let's put a point on 3, 1. And notice how it tells you the coordinates, so you can check. If you graphed it wrong, you would know. Let's say I don't want the point there, I changed my mind. Grab on the move tool. I'm going to move the point to 1, 3. There, and now notice it changed for me. Let's say I don't like blue and I want orange. And I want the point to be a little bit bigger. So drag the slider to make it go bigger. There it is. Another thing we need to be able to do in GeoGebra is graph line segments. So click on this third button here, select segment, and just grab with the left endpoint and click on the right endpoint. Notice that it gave you the coordinates of both endpoints, and it tells you the size of your segment. It's 4 units long. You can count squares, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say you want to drag the point somewhere else. You can click on the point, the arrow point, and then you can drag it somewhere else. Another thing you want to be able to graph are polygons. Let's graph a triangle. Click on this icon, click on polygon. A triangle has 3 corners, so let's graph 3 points. 1, 2, and 3. You notice how the last edge is missing right here? So you need to finish it by going back to the first point, click on it, and now your triangle is complete. So if you look at here, it gave you the 3 segments that made up the triangle. It tells you the area of the triangle is 5. And you can also drag the triangle somewhere else if you want. Okay, let's drag it here. Another thing you want to be able to graph is a circle. And look at this circle menu. There are 2 different ways you can graph a circle. We're going to do this option first. Circle with the center and a radius. When you click on that, the instructions show up. Select the center point, then enter the radius. So let's say I want the center point to be right here. I click on that, and then how big do I want the radius? Let's say I want to be 4. I say 2. 4 is too big. 4, 2. Click OK. And now you can check your radius. It is 1, 2 units. You can go up and count. 1, 2. So it's the right size. Okay. Then another way to graph the circle is sometimes we don't know the size of our circle, but we know a point that lies on the edge of a circle, and we know the center. So those 2 information are sufficient. So another way to do that is click on this option, circle with center through point. You'll need to select the center and the point where you want it to be. So let's say we want the center to be there. And then you just kind of drag your cursor away, and let's say we know we want the point to end up right there. Click, and your circle stops growing, and it shows a point exactly where you want it to be. Okay, and you can always drag your circle somewhere else if you don't like it there, and you can change the size. As you can see, it can grow. Another thing I want to point out is you can zoom in and zoom out. That's also an option. That's pretty much it for GeoGebra.